Welcome back to Pop Goes the Kernel, where we dive into today's latest pop culture, music, television, movies, and more.
I'm Libby Heckert.
I'm Marissa Armstrong.
I'm Gabby Mercedes.
And I'm Bella Lindsey.
So today's episode will include some new music, fall fashion, and fall drinks. Fun ideas, halftime, and more.
Let's get poppin'.
The opinions expressed on this podcast are the speaker's own and don't uphold the opinions expressed by the Kentucky Kernel.
Back at it again this week. We're going to do another brief little Dancing with the Stars update for everyone. So this week, Lauren from Fifth Harmony was eliminated, Lauren and Brandon. I'm really upset about it. Her response when asked how she felt about it was simply just one word, pissed. Which, rightfully so, honestly, I thought her dance was really good. She did have some of the lowest scores of the week, but she was also one of the first dances, and I think that really is hurtful when it comes to the show. First dances never score as well, and I don't know, compared to some of the other contestants on the show, I'm sad to see her go so early.
I actually don't feel that way at all, and I don't understand. I can't grasp people being like, not that I'm happy she went home, blah, 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 but I feel like she was improving the least out of everybody. And I feel like kind of that attitude that she had when she got voted off, like she was having that attitude that she was better than everybody else so far within the season so far. So it was like, I don't know, I kind of got that like mean girl vibe from her. I don't know. I could tell she was upset because, I mean, Fifth Harmony was there and she was dancing to one of her own songs, so that kind of sucks. But I feel like even in her dance, I feel like her dance wasn't very good, and I just didn't see the improvement. So it made sense for me to think she was going home, but I would say Hilaria, she's just annoying, and I feel like nobody else wants to see her on there.
Who was voting for her?
I was confused why she didn't go home.
one.
I thought she would go home before her.
I thought she was going to go home this week. I just didn't. I wasn't impressed with Hilaria's dance whatsoever, and the fact that she outscored literally two people actually baffled me. I'm definitely surprised about Lauren, though. Like, her attitude wasn't the greatest, especially towards the end. However, her dance, like, you could see the improvement, even if you really couldn't. I thought I could. And I felt like they kind of underscored her a little bit. But also, there's this video that I just recently saw. Someone had posted it on TikTok. When you go back and watch her dance, you can see in the back the judges, she had apparently missed a step, and they are like cringing in the back.
Yeah.
I felt so bad because I guarantee you she saw that video too and was like, are you kidding me? So I don't know if maybe that's where the lower score came from, but for that to be something that tanks your entire experience, let's be for real. We all thought Hilaria was going home. So I'm a little shocked as to why she was called in the first 5. I at least expected her to be kind of towards the bottom anyway, because America's not really voting for her.
I genuinely don't know who's voting for her. I've only seen negative things about her. It still rubs me the wrong way that she competed against some of the pros that are on the show. And I think it says a lot also how the rest of the cast reacted when Lauren got eliminated. I mean, not only was America kind of shocked, everybody on the show was kind of shocked. Everybody.
I think this season is going to have a lot of those kind of like jaw-dropping eliminations, just considering honestly how strong the cast is. Aside from Hilaria and I guess Andy, but Andy's he's just so cute. Everyone is really good this season, and everyone has very strong fan bases, whether in whatever field they may be in. Everyone has kind of a strong thing, which we haven't really seen in seasons past. Usually you can group like half of the people are going to be really good and have big fan bases, and there's kind of the flops. Honestly, everyone this season I see excelling.
And I think they should start putting, I mean, obviously there's people that are better on the show. Like, you know, like Whitney, like she has a dance degree, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She has a dance degree. Like, put her first. Make her go first. You know, if that's usually the hardest score, put her first. You know what I mean?
The people who have experience, put them first.
I mean, I personally think you shouldn't have any dance experience whenever you do this show, but that's another thing.
I'm definitely on that. Speaking of fan bases, though, I just want to take a quick detour to talk about Andy's fan base. I love him. Every time I see him dance, it's just like this warm, like my heart grows like 3 times in size.
When he grabbed the camera,
I
was
wanted
really
to cry.
cute.
It was
So
precious.
cute.
And I love that people are saying, Andy, it's not because we feel bad or we pity you. We genuinely feel so happy watching you dance. And honestly, that's what Dancing with the Stars is all about. So I hope it takes him far, because I know his scores are all super low, but America just loves him. He's just, he's literally like a boost of serotonin, and I love him for it.
as long as this doesn't turn into a Bobby Bones situation where you have fans but you're not a good dancer and then you win the show and Milo Manheim loses the show. That's a tangent for another day. As long as someone who's actually a great dancer wins the show, I'll be happy.
So it's officially October and spooky season is upon us. And with that, a lot of horror movies come out around this time. And a big one that recently kind of made its splash in theaters is The Long Walk. This is a Stephen King based off a novel. And I was really only excited for it because Mark Hamill was in it and he's Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, these boys go on a walk, 50 boys go on a walk, and the walk is televised. It's supposed to solve America's laziness epidemic. And if you fall under 3 miles, you get 3 warnings and then you get shot. Last boy that is standing is walking wins. They die to various reasons, and you also, if you go off the path, you get shot. So they just die in like these really brutal kind
crazy.
of ways.
Oh my gosh.
It's currently at 3.7 stars on Letterboxd, and it has an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dang.
I did not have high expectations for this movie at all. I mean, like, how can you make walking exciting? And I'm also not a big fan of horror movies at all, but it blew me out of the water. I saw this with 2 separate people, both in theaters, and it was just like amazing. It was kind of one of those movies that nobody was going to go see, and then these flood of great reviews came in, and every single theater was sold out. The cinematography was amazing. The score was amazing. I'm not a big crier, and I was sobbing. I sobbed both times, and the friend that I went to go see it with the second time was sobbing for at least 2/3 of the movie. And every single TikTok I've seen about it, people have been crying. Like, how is this a horror movie? Like, it's just so sad. I ultimately gave it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, but honestly, like, it's one of my movies in the year. I immediately went and bought the book. I loved it so much.
I'm honestly someone who loves horror movies. I'm really interested to watch this one in particular because I also saw the event that they held for when the movie first premiered. Not only were you watching this terrifying movie, but you were watching it in a maze. Not just watching it in the maze, you were walking the whole time.
Oh my gosh,
That's
that's
really
scary.
Yeah.
They set down
great
all the
promo,
ground
though.
rules.
Yeah,
I
great
know.
marketing.
It was great marketing. But I mean, all these people were lining up and they're like, if you need water, you need to take a break, just raise your hand and we'll come over to you. It was crazy. Like, it was set up just like the movie. I was told it was kind of a maze, kind of mirroring what the movie looked like. But when I heard that, why did I kind of want to do it? Not like be in the movie, because I'm not ready to walk 3 miles to try and win against a bunch of boys. But honestly, I feel like it would be fun to just go through a movie. If I was walking an entire movie, first off, my calves would look great. Second, I feel like that'd just be such a good bonding moment. You're walking for an entirety of a movie. It's got to be more than 3 miles, like you said.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm really excited to watch it. Might have to have a little walking session of my own watching.
It was really good. College football season is also in full swing, and a new show that revolves really hard around college football that just came out is Chad Powers. This is a TV show that is based on the short Eli Manning did in like 2017, I think, where he went in disguise to a small college football tryout and absolutely wiped the floor because he's Eli Manning. This is a show based off that, and It's starring Glenn Powell, who I absolutely love. Also, he has Running Man coming out, another Stephen King film. And the marketing for this was crazy. He made several appearances at concerts. And I think I watched it, the first 2 episodes. It's really good. I think Glenn Powell does a really good job at making 2 characters distinguishable, even though it's the same person that's playing it. I think it's a TV series that's going to grow on me, and the more that episodes come out, the more I'm going to like it.
I mean, I was at the Penn State Whiteout game this weekend, and I saw a plane with a banner of Chad Powers, Glenn Powell and Chad Powers or whatever, like flying around. I was like, what even is that? But it's Glenn Powell. I'll watch it. Like, okay, that's good.
What can't he do?
I mean, exactly.
The duality of man.
There you go. I loved seeing him at all the concert appearances. He was at Benson Boone and the Jonas Brothers, which, like, I know we meme Benson Boone, but, like, that's so funny, and it's a great way, like, a great marketing thing, because people are talking about Benson Boone on TikTok, and they're going to be like, why is Glenn Powell at a Benson Boone concert? Like, it makes no sense. So I just think that marketing was so smart on him. I'm a marketing person, so, like, that's where my brain is like, whoa, yeah.
He was also just on, like, the Jake Shane podcast, so he's tapping all these different audiences.
I did watch the episode of Therapist with Jake Shane, and it was so good because they're best friends, actually. Fun fact, Glenn and Jake and Tate McRae go to Pilates together all the time.
So random.
I want to go.
They went to a Texas game together, and we're talking about their experience. They have a great dynamic, and so yeah, he was promoting the show through that, and I just think anything Glenn does for promo is just so good. It's so funny.
Glenn does, period.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I love football, so I'm definitely going to have to watch this. I actually need a new show to watch, so this is definitely on my list.
Moving on to some music news, Lola Young collapsed on stage at the All Things Go Music Festival in New York. So she was in the middle of her song, and she mouthed to the crowd that she was going to faint, and then soon after, she proceeded to faint on stage in the middle of the song. She then shared to social media later that day that she is now doing okay, but her team has now asked social media to take down any photos, any videos of the incident, because it is a traumatizing thing, you fainting out into the crowd, being really public, and, like, I can't imagine going through something like that. She's since canceled all performances for the foreseeable future, just to kind of make sure she's mentally okay and physically okay as well.
Yeah, I saw the video once it happened, and that's scary. And she's a very new, young performer, so that has to be really scary.
I don't blame her for wanting the photos and videos to be taken down, just for the sheer fact that, like you said, Libby, she is really new. I feel like it's just not the most ideal way to be perceived. People are going to say, oh, well, do you remember when she passed out and yada, yada, yada. I don't really like the rumors that it was fake, because whether it was fake or not, clearly she was in distress, and her fans also watched. So it's really hard kind of going both ways. I do hope she's okay, though, because you know what? It is scary fainting. I can only imagine, because she was standing fully upright, and then she wasn't. So
and so many people and fans watching her too. Like, she can't control it. Yeah. We had one big music release this week that I want to talk about, and that's Tate McRae's new single, Tit for Tat. Guys, this song is so good. She wrote it only 2 weeks before its release, which is crazy that she wrote it, produced it, and, like, published it all in 2 weeks. There are speculations that this song is about her alleged recent breakup with the singer The Kid Laroi, and there are many references and callbacks in this song to Leroy's song A Coldplay, which he released during the height of these breakup rumors. And so I think it's definitely a little bit of a diss track going on, which honestly I respect. Like, I love the song so much. I think it's more of a grungier vibe compared to some of her other songs, rather than like a hype pop song, but it still has those pop vibes, and I think it's really good.
I think that it is definitely about Kid Laroi. Like, I definitely think it's about Kid Laroi, and it's been on nonstop repeat for me. The chorus is just so good, and I love a little diss, saying go fix yourself when he said in his song that, you know, I wish I could fix you. I would be so mad if a man released a song saying, I wish I could fix you.
She's perfect.
I would have the exact same response. Like, who are you to say that to Tate McRae?
Exactly.
It gives the same vibes as when Miley Cyrus wrote Flowers in response to the like, I hope she buys you flowers. And she was like, I can buy myself flowers.
Yup.
Like, it gives the same vibes of those, like, callback songs. Like, I can do this myself. Like,
But, like, she's so much more famous than him. Like, it's, like, that's the thing.
It's his loss, no?
Exactly.
Like, she's Tate McRae,
she could probably be with anyone she wanted. So,
she definitely mocks him a little bit. And I wouldn't know who to
Not even a little bit. Like, a lot of it.
I wouldn't know who Kid Laroi is if he wasn't dating Tate McRae. So.
I agree. Keeneland Fall Meet is finally among us. I'm so excited. I just wanted to chat a little bit about what you guys think are going to be the styles for this season of Keeneland. I don't know what to think, honestly. Like, I was thinking back to what we said last year, and we were talking about, like, some leather stuff and whatever, but I feel like, guys, the neck scarf epidemic has taken over the world.
Absolutely.
Okay, I was talking to Bella about this on our walk here.
It's affected me.
And I feel like everyone just looks like flight attendants. And I feel like that is going to be a big thing at Keeneland this year. And I just... You know, here I am saying I don't like it, but we all know in 2 weeks I'm going to post a picture with one on. So I don't know. And that, I feel like there's going to be a lot of dresses and clothing with like horses on it. Like,
always.
Have you guys not seen that? Like, Anthropology sells a lot of dresses recently and last year with horses on them. And it's like cute for Keeneland. Like, it matches the vibe. But like,
I feel like in recent Keeneland has kind of started shifting styles recently. I feel like it used to be all about the kind of like puffy florals. We kind of talked about that last semester, but I feel like now we're gonna see a lot more like elegant, classy looks. And with those scarves, it's definitely giving a little bit of like Bart and Bella's Pitch Perfect vibes. And so maybe that'll kind of lean into the flight attendant of it all. You know, I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot. I feel like the fashion world right now, at least for our generation, is turning into a lot of like Ralph Lauren and like classic colors, like deeper colors and browns and stuff like that. So it's definitely interesting to see. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I could see, like, of course, leather coming back. It's fall. Leather is literally all around us. However, these dresses with the drop waist on them, have you all seen them?
Yes.
They have been quite literally taking the entire world by storm. As somebody who is very pageant-esque, that's been a huge ball gown, very much look. People who've been winning all these titles are wearing them too. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing them quite literally everywhere. So I could so see that being the style, or those dresses that they start off, they're very bodycon, and then at the end it's very poofy. And I feel like they're going to switch from having the puffy sleeves to the puffy bottoms, or, you know, the drop waist.
I personally was gifted a scarf with horseshoes, which I think is gonna really come back. Like the horseshoes and the bits are kind of my favorite style accessory, like on the belt or on the dress and the earrings, jewelry. That's what I love to see at Keeneland. But I was gifted a scarf, and I planned my dress and my outfit around the scarf. I've definitely fallen a little victim.
I have one of those necklaces with like the horse bit. Is that what it's called? I've never ridden a horse, and I think I've pet a horse once in my life. But it's fine. We're in the South.
Right. We're in Lexington.
Yeah, exactly.
Lexington is the horse capital of the United States.
So I guess it's allowed. Our favorite celebrity from when we were little, Selena Gomez, got married to Benny Blanco on Saturday, September 27th. I just want to say, guys, she wore 3 different Ralph Lauren custom-made dresses. First, I want to talk about the dresses. So, according to Ralph Lauren, the wedding date is inscribed on the dress, which features 300 hand-shaped and applied lace flowers and crystal embellishments. Whatever, you know, she's a celebrity. She has a lot of money. Like, it works. It's fine. But My favorite thing was Benny Blanco said, he quoted on his Instagram, he said, "I married a real life Disney princess." Oh my gosh.
So
Like, that's so cute. Like, that's so cute. And, like, she was on Disney, too. Like, it's just, that's so adorable.
That makes me so happy.
So
Wait.
cute. And Selena Gomez, like, my heart still wishes she was with Justin Bieber, obviously. But, like, I'm so happy for her. But 3 dresses, guys. 3 freaking dresses. Like, I think you should have one wedding dress. And, like, you're spending so much money on it, you might as well just wear it the whole time.
How are you even like changing out of that with your hair and your makeup and you're not like sweating profusely? It's
Getting
still
makeup
really
all over the
hot
dress.
outside, like, and that's all not getting ruined.
And you, like,
I just don't understand.
My sister got married a few years ago, and, like, I can't even imagine, like, a dress change within that schedule. Like, there's so much going on. Like, when do you even have time for that?
I understand maybe 2 dresses, like a wedding dress and then like a reception dress if you want something shorter for afterwards. I agree. I think just one is fine because you're spending so much money. But I understand the concept of 2. When is she changing into 3? Like, it makes sense to change at like the wedding and the reception because you have the 2 different breaks. But 3 makes 0
I
sense
see people
to me.
changing into a specific dress to cut cake in.
What?
That's wild.
Okay.
That's wild.
I know,
That's
isn't that
ridiculous.
crazy? Like, Kalani Hilliker, I don't know if you guys
Oh,
dance
yeah,
moms,
I've seen this.
She had a dress just to cut her cake in. And it was probably like thousands of dollars.
That's really funny to me,
She's a
actually.
big star. Ever since her Dance Moms era,
I
she's been
guess.
a big star. And you know what? Selena Gomez has been a big star since my Just Dance era when I was 7.
Since she was on Barney, bro.
That's crazy. Well, now we can just wait for Taylor Swift to get married and see what her dresses look like. I know Marissa's excited
Wait.
over there.
I'm so excited.
We have some exciting news in our sports world. Guys, the Super Bowl halftime show performer has officially been announced, the whole lineup. Our big performer, my icon, Bad Bunny. He is headlining the Super Bowl, being held in Santa Clara, in California, in February. I am so excited. I am not really well versed on Bad Bunny. However, I love his songs. I think they're really good, especially because I grew up with my dad being Hispanic, so he listened to a lot of the songs, so I would listen to them too, and I loved them. Also, on SNL, he's so funny.
So funny on SNL.
Exactly. It makes me want to watch him perform even more because I really started to love him from SNL as I got older, just because he's such a diva.
A small part of me hopes he brings out Pedro Pascal to do an SNL bit for no reason. And I know it's not going to happen, but I love them together.
When they had the 3 brothers,
Oh,
they can bring
Yeah.
out Marcelo Hernandez, and I would be a happy woman. I think that'd be an excellent Super Bowl show, and honestly, I think the entire world would talk about it. Just a little reunion.
I think this show's gonna be really good. I'm really excited. I think he's gonna put on a great show. I mean, he's one of the biggest artists in the world. I can't imagine it would flop. Like, it's going to be a spectacular performance. I will say I'm a little upset. I know there were rumors that Taylor Swift is gonna do it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, realistically, I never thought she was gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. She knows also that football people don't like her already, and so I think. But I would love to see a little cameo, maybe. I don't know.
I think I'm excited for it, but I remember a few days before they announced this, there was speculation of Adele doing it.
Yes.
Base
Whenever I
reported
saw
it.
I was like, Adele, oh, okay. And then I was like, Bad Bunny. Like, those are 2 opposite
They're on the
ends of the
opposite-
spectrum.
If they had played Turning Tables,
I mean, I would be
would've been in the
crying.
floor.
Adele. Oh, I would have died if Adele did it, guys. Actually, thinking about it now, rolling in the deep.
But, like, that would not get a football player focused, too.
It wouldn't. It would just have all of us girls in the crowd sobbing, and
Exactly.
of course, you know, the guys are going to sob too. It's
But
Adele.
that's what the halftime show is for. Like, that's for the girlies who don't know football.
I
I'm just there to
agree.
watch the halftime show.
They're there for the halftime show, and of course the Super Bowl commercials, which I can't wait to dive into those because that is Marissa's thing. If it can't be the halftime show this year, it's going to have to be those commercials. But you know what? You better watch it because Bad Bunny will not disappoint.
I can't wait till February.
I'm not not sure if you guys have seen this. This might be too niche, but the anthropology rock epidemic. What is happening? So it all began September 14th when a content creator tried to pull a fast one on her boyfriend by passing off a rock she grabbed outside as a $150 decoration from Anthropology. We all know Anthropology as being like, some things are kind of like out there, and it's so expensive. So like it kind of makes sense. So I actually have a funny story about this. My roommate's birthday was on Tuesday, and me and my other roommate pranked her boyfriend. We're like, oh, like Nate, like we got Emma like the Anthropology rock, like we got her. And he was like, what? And we like explained it. He was like, how much was it? We're like $750. Like the 6 of us all split it. Like she's gonna love it. This is gonna be awesome. And then he was like, oh, like okay. And then the next day, my roommate Addie was like unboxing something she ordered, and there was like tissue paper in it. And her boyfriend was like, oh, like you guys can use that tissue paper for her gift, like the rock, the Anthropology rock. And I was like, oh, this poor kid. I'm like, yeah, like great idea. And then we gave it to Emma, and she was like, oh my gosh, like the Anthropology rock, like I've been wanting this. So she's like, oh my gosh, like it looks sparkly, like it maybe has like crystals in it or something. Like we're like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, that's so nice. Like I was like, oh my god, like it was a rock from behind my house. Like now it's sitting on our kitchen table. Like, but what is happening? Like,
It's so funny.
I can't lie. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthropology did have that.
Exactly.
As just a little decor item. In all honesty, I'm so glad this is a trend now because this is what all of you are getting for Christmas. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. And like pranking all the guys is hilarious.
Does he still believe?
Yes, he still believes it. He still believes
I love
it.
that he like still supported you
It's
guys.
because
That like
he
you got her a rock.
he believes anything we say, which is perfect. But like he still believes it's true. So all of you guys go prank your friends, your family, everyone that you got a rock from Anthropology for $750.
Happy October, y'all. Of course, with October coming around, fall is getting back in swing. And we all know what's the most important part about fall. Not the candles, it's the drinks.
Absolutely.
So, of course, we know our pumpkin spice is back. All of our pumpkin spice latte girls. Not for me, but that's okay. If you like pumpkin, I'll support you from a distance. But some of our most favorite coffee shops have come out with their new drinks for the fall that are different from their classics that they bring back every year. Starting off with Starbucks, protein cold foam. Hello? What? 15 to 36 grams of protein, just a cold foam that you put on top of your coffee.
That's a lot of protein in just like
And just cold foam actually really shocks me. They also have their pecan oat milk cortado and their iced pecan crunch oat milk latte, which makes me a little sad that that's their oat milk latte this year and not the apple crisp. You all know I was a fiend for that. So next up is Dunkin'. Now, when I read this, I was not having it. So their newest latte is called cereal and milk. I'm not a cereal person. Milk is okay. It's milk. It's in a lot of things. So I'm okay with maybe that. Maybe not cereal. I don't want my latte to taste like a bunch of Cheerios.
Loki, that sounds fire to me, actually. I love cereal milk because it gets all sweet and yummy. And I love a Dunkin' coffee, so I bet that one's pretty good.
But they said it would taste actually just like that. So, Marissa, that might be a drink you're going to have to try. Now, for me, it's a little hard just because I'm not a cereal person, but also because I can't taste normally. But what I do love are the refreshers at Dunkin'. And Sabrina Carpenter took the world by storm when she had her Daydream refreshers come to Dunkin'. Well, they're adding a new mixed berry flavor. So my refresher fans, this one's for you. Moving on to 7 Brew. I believe this one's been around for quite a little bit. The Rocky Road Cold Brew. I love Rocky Road ice cream, so I think we're going to be best friends because I also love 7 Brew. Finishing out with Dutch Bros, because, of course, the Holy Four. Dutch Bros Pumpkin Slasher Rebel / Lemonade. Don't know how I feel about that being a lemonade. They're exactly.
That seems weird.
But don't worry, they combat that with their caramel pumpkin brulee. Ooh. Now, I'm going to need inputs on this. I've very briefly touched on this, but I'm not able to taste things normally. So fall drinks, I can't really indulge in them as much because certain foods smell and taste different to me, like certain items, because I've had long COVID for the past several years. So guys, what are our takes on this? Because I need to know, I need to be able to feel the fall girl through these drinks.
Personally, there are a couple on here that definitely sound really good. That pumpkin lemonade doesn't really spark my fancy, but every fall, it's not fall unless I get a pumpkin cream cold brew from Starbucks. That is my drink. I love the pumpkin cold foam. I know it's not new, but that's my go-to fall drink, and I'm always scared to kind of stray away from it. But I might be having to give this protein drink a try just because I'm interested in it.
So my question for you is going to be, have you tried the pumpkin cream chai? Is it on your radar? I know it's been out for a couple of weeks now. However, that's kind of a newer one. For them to actually have it on the menu, of course, we all know the secret Starbucks one. You can piece together whatever you want. But is it kind of on your radar?
See, I think chai's a new thing of recent years. It's kind of, people are like, get a chai. I've tried it a couple times. I have had a pumpkin chai. I'm just not a chai girl myself. I love a good coffee. So I don't think I'll be straying into that chai category, but I've heard good things about it.
Okay, let me give my 2 cents. Okay, this protein cold foam. All right, I'm all about the protein. I'm all about the macros. I would like to see the actual macros of this protein to see if it's actually good. Because a lot of like smoothie restaurants and like other places like that say they have protein infused in their stuff isn't actually like good protein. So they just like say it's protein to make people feel better and buy it. That's my question, but I will be trying it. I heard that it gives some people stomach aches, but I think that's just how protein goes. But you guys know me. I'm a black coffee drinker. I don't like how sweet like 7 Brew is. Like, I can't do it. Or like Dunkin', like there's like a drop of coffee in there. Like I can't do it. So we'll see. I'm a big like Christmas time drink gal. I love me some peppermint. Pumpkin just tastes like candles to me. So that's my 2 cents.
I'll note that flavor for you.
One of my friends works at Starbucks, and she says this protein cold foam is her, like, she hates it. It's awful to make. It is awful to make. And she also says that it absolutely just tastes horrible.
Yeah.
But I've heard from some of my guy friends that they love it. So I'm getting mixed signals very much.
If there was like a peanut butter protein something like
that.
that would be good.
I could get into that.
But I don't know. Protein powder has a weird taste. So like I can't imagine
It's
it
an acquired
mixing with
taste.
coffee, you know?
But as far as the rest of this goes, fun fact about me is I don't drink caffeine at all.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
I don't drink soda. I don't drink coffee. The only thing I get are refreshers, and then I'll get smoothies from 7 Brew. I tried her Sabrina's refreshers at Dunkin' over the summer, and I really, really liked them. So I'm excited to taste the Dunkin'. But as far as Starbucks goes, I'll just stick to my strawberry acai with cold foam.
I haven't heard a college student that doesn't drink caffeine. That makes my heart very happy. Because I don't know if you guys remember my tangent I went on last season of how much I hate energy drinks and caffeine and how terrible it is for you. So I'm very proud of you for that. But Marissa, you're going to have to try the drinks for us.
Yeah. I'll give you guys a review. Don't worry.
Now, if there's one thing from this podcast that anybody can pick up, it is that I am a pageant fiend till I die. So as of late, the Miss USA scandal has gotten beyond out of hand, and it's honestly taking not only the U.S., but the entire world by storm. So for those of you who don't know, Miss USA takes you to Miss Universe if you, of course, compete in the Miss category. So now everyone in the entire, who has all had the pageant water, basically knows what's going on with the Miss USA organization. They got mad heat in 2024 when Miss USA and Miss Teen USA at the time, Noelia and Uma Sophia, had resigned within, I kid you not, days of each other.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody really knew why. They just both posted statements relinquishing their titles. They didn't want to do it. They said that I remember Uma Sophia saying that she was not treated very well, but keeping it very brief. And then Noelia's statement of her resignation, the first letter of each sentence spelled out, "I am silenced." So,
Whoa.
yeah.
Crazy.
We went on to later find out that she's under an NDA, same with Uma Sophia, so she cannot talk about whatever it was that made her resign. But whatever it was, it made it so bad that the both of them resigned and had no idea each other were resigning, which I think is even crazier. So they were both doing it on their own terms. The CEO at the time, Layla Rose, they found her to be very toxic, and it wasn't just the national title holders that said that. It was actually state title holders who saw her at competitions. So the Miss Universe organization finally caught wind of this and gave her the boot. They removed her. And the best part is, nobody knew about it. So Tom Broder, he acquired the organization. He's the new CEO, the new president. Layla Rose does not care. She actually released a statement on the Miss USA Instagram saying that these are false accusations and that none of this really happened. And the Miss Universe stepped in and they released a statement. So now they only have access over the Facebook. They can't get access to any other social media platforms of Miss USA because Layla Rose and her team are still holding on to them. So nothing has been posted. We've very rarely heard from the current Miss USA, which is Alma Cooper. She has held the title for quite some time, sitting at, well, over a year. And of course, Miss Teen USA, Addie Carver, has been holding it the same amount of time. They have the second longest reign in Miss USA history as of right now, because of course the first one was when the pandemic hit. So people were actually terrified we wouldn't have a Miss USA go to Miss Universe, which would be really sad because we are a powerhouse. Can't lie. We are a powerhouse. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry, because they have finally set a date for Miss USA. Tom has answered our prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, October 25th, 2025 in Reno, Nevada. Miss USA will be crowned and will have all of a few weeks to prepare for Miss Universe on November 21st. And she'll be traveling across seas for that. So it's not the first time that someone who won Miss USA only has like weeks to actually prepare. But if you think of the grand scheme of things, you are representing an entire country against a bunch of different women who have been preparing for this for several months. So I am feeling kind of bad. But there are some organizations, state organizations, that have not had their local pageants. So, not local, state pageants. So, kind of making sense because I know I nerd out a little bit about this. To go to Miss USA, you have to win your state pageant. Now, the state pageants aren't necessarily very big until you get to somewhere like Texas. So, they're normally held 1 or 2 days, 2 days max. But some of the states didn't get around to it because they hadn't been able to schedule it. Their idea to combat that was you could apply. So our girl Libby here is from Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. She could apply to be a state title holder and a contestant at Miss USA, and they could assign her to represent, I don't know, Colorado. Have you ever been to Colorado?
No.
Exactly.
I have not.
So you don't even have to live in the state. You don't have to have gone to school there. None of the requirements that you would normally have to compete at the state level if they'd held the pageant. So as of this past week, all of the titles have finally been filled. So that includes 8 states: Colorado, Idaho, Montana, New Hampshire, Oregon, Vermont, Washington, and Wyoming. And fun fact, to really tie it together, Miss Vermont USA actually won Miss Virginia just 2 years before I competed.
Oh my gosh.
I was very shocked. I had actually met her in person before. Victoria Trois. She's going to Miss USA as Miss Vermont. She's from Virginia. So that one kind of shocked me. She's actually been on the East Coast this whole time. She's currently still on the East Coast. So I was very shocked to see Vermont. Hello. But it really doesn't matter where you come from. You're gonna walk the Miss USA stage. And honestly, now that you all know all of this, what are your kind of perceptions on it?
I just kind of think that we've known about the toxic culture. I feel like I've been hearing about the toxic culture of like the pageant world for years and years and years. I feel like it's kind of like dance is the same way. Like even sometimes like people say that about sororities sometimes. I feel like it's kind of the same. But for me, as someone who has like competed not in pageants but in other things, the pressure to, you know, kind of hold your whole country on your back after this whole scandal and go compete in Miss Universe, and we're kind of, you know, expected to be like the top dogs like you were saying, I think I would buckle under the pressure.
Miss USA is always one of those standouts at Miss Universe. For the first time in over a decade, Miss USA did not place at Miss Universe, to the point where she was getting death threats in her DMs, which is absolutely terrible because at the end of the day, she's still a person. She still represented the USA with grace, and she's also the first active military member to hold the title.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Really cool.
Yes. So Alma, she's currently running a lot of marathons. Honestly, she hasn't been really posting on the Instagram because I believe nobody has had access. So I'm really happy to see how well she's doing now, but she actually opened up talking about how toxic it really started to get. So if you guys were in her shoes, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's just, I think it holds a lot of weight, and being in those shoes, I wouldn't really know what to say because you are representing the whole country. You're kind of on your toes the whole time. You could have certain thoughts and opinions about something, but you're being silenced as other contestants are saying and things like that. And I think for a organization as big as Miss USA is, and like the whole Miss Universe, it's very telling to see the kind of disorganization that's happening right now, and like no one really knows what's going on, and it's one of those nationally recognized things, and it's kind of odd, very strange. It's a very strange time for the organization.
You definitely hear about a lot of it happening, but hopefully now that they're under new leadership, this will be the change that a lot of the girls have been hoping for. And honestly, I'm excited to see how a new president and CEO is going to put together Miss USA just later this month. So we'll see who's going to be hitting the Miss Universe stage, and hopefully I can rope you all into watching it with me because I get really passionate about it. But we'll have to see. So let me set the scene for you all. I am sitting in my car, just kind of minding my own business, and I get an X notification from Kanye West, and it was just short little blurb that said, "I am in pain and no one person can fix." And then it followed with his list of betrayal. So just a few short days ago over the weekend, Kanye released his list of people that have supposedly done him wrong. Some of the names that really stuck out to us includes his own daughter, Northwest, Patrick Starr, the SpongeBob character, LeBron James, Playboy Cardi, Harriet Tubman was on this list, I Show Speed, the YouTuber, Curious George.
What?
And of course, at the very top of the list, Kim Kardashian. There are tons of other people on there for the record. But let me just tell you all, when I saw this drop, I actually thought it was a fake account. I had to go and check, and little did I know, it was real. So my first question for all you ladies, what did Curious George do?
What did he do, bro?
What did Patrick Starr do? What did Harriet Tubman
She died
do?
like 100 or something years ago. I'm so confused.
My thing is okay. You guys know I love the Kardashians. Would live, die for Kim Kardashian. I love her. Like, if I had to meet a celebrity, I would meet her. I love her so much. But he recently came out with a movie called Yay, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a documentary. And basically, it's just a bunch of clips of him screaming at people.
That
And
checks
it's-
out.
And it's heartbreaking. And you guys have to see the clips of it, of him, like, screaming at his family and screaming at Kim and Chris. And it's just horrible. Like, I just went... who is he? Where did he come from? Like, he used to be normal, not normal, but like, but not as crazy. And then he just went off the deep end, and like,
He started tweeting, and that's when it all went wrong.
That literally, we've talked before about all of the stuff he's done and everything he ever has said in like the past couple years. I'm like, what? Like,
what are you talking about, man?
Nobody takes him seriously, and then he does stuff. He gets mad that no one takes him seriously, and then he's
how are we
getting
supposed to
mad
take
at
him
Curious George?
like, how do we take him seriously if he's mad
What
at
about the
cartoon
man in the yellow
characters?
hat? What about him? Like, what?
Y'all, like, look at it this way, too. He just Regina George burned booked on X. And now we talked about it last season, too, about how he's kind of gone off the rails, off his hinges, and now it's like, Kanye, why are you surprised all this is happening to you? But this, what in the Mean Girls is this?
I think he's just honestly, like, you know, we all just, like, sit there, like, whenever we're kind of, like, exhausted and, like, slap happy and just, like, or doing random stuff or have, like, random thoughts that just, like, come out of our mouths. I feel like that's just him constantly. And he just says whatever. But, like, I can't, like, is he being serious? Like, Patrick Starr, like, is he being serious? Like, this is hilarious.
I guarantee him Patrick Starr does not know who he is because he's an animated character. So
I would like the itemized list next of what each of them did wrong. I really would.
Next X post, guys. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to another segment of our hot takes. I'm going to start us off. And I think that the protein epidemic has gotten out of hand. Why does everything have to have protein in it? I know protein's good for you, but like it comes to a point where cold foam doesn't need protein in it. Like it's just too much.
Marissa, we're going to have to fight. I love protein. I love trying to get my protein in. For those of you who do not remember my little tangents, I'm a vegetarian, so getting in protein is already hard enough. So I love finding alternatives to that, and honestly, I'm kind of excited to try it. Especially, I'm not really the biggest cold foam person. However, it has protein in it. And if you know anything about me, I treasure my protein bars, my protein powders, my protein smoothies. I do it all.
It always tastes chalky to me. Like protein, I don't like the taste of protein.
You know what? Sometimes you just have to suck it up, Buttercup. Okay. Now, I'll go next for you lovely ladies. Kanye is low-key washed up. The only thing I remember about him is his feature in the We Love the Earth, because that was already so long ago, so I think he's done. I really think he's done.
I agree. I am so tired of him. He needs a social media break. He just needs a break from everything. And I feel so bad for not only his whole family, but Northwest, who is only 12. She's not even an actual teenager yet. And she's going to have to grow up in this environment and with all of this kind of like attached to her. Like, how did you do your father wrong at 12 years old?
That's horrible.
It's crazy. Another thing that I'm tired of besides Kanye West, the sponsored weddings. I can't do it anymore. I feel like celebrities get so mad about people all up in their love business or getting criticized for every little thing you do. And then they go and release like this whole piece, whole magazine, Ralph Lauren, Prada, Gucci. Just get married, be happy, and just be happy in your own wedding dress. Don't let anybody else openly judge you for that.
This is funny that you actually say this, because I was watching the Sex and the City movie last night, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but her wedding is in Vogue, and she's sponsored by all the different designer brands and everything, and she gets like a fancy dress from them. Besides the point, in the wedding, and spoiler alert, it doesn't happen because Stupid Big is like always same old, whatever. But see, like, I feel like if you're gonna sponsor a wedding, like, let the normal people like apply to do it. Like, come on, they can afford it. Like, I want a couture wedding dress. Like, what? That's not fair. But I kind of agree, kind of disagree. But I'm gonna move on. I feel like halftime shows, I feel like we've done so many, and there's been so many amazing performers, that we should go back to doing the halftime shows with multiple artists. I feel like We did the one with kind of like the throwbacks, like our parents' vibe, like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige. Like, it was a thing. So I think we should go back to doing that. I feel like it'll bring a lot more people into watch.
I 100% agree. I think getting different names out there and almost like those themed Super Bowl shows, like we had the throwback one, they do really well because they can captivate such larger audiences. Because if, like, for example, if you're not a fan of Bad Bunny, you're not going to enjoy the show. But if you could be a fan of him, or like not a fan of him, but you're a fan of one of the other artists, you're still going to love it.
And it's also fun to see artists like perform together, you know, because
Yes.
we never really see that. So I think we should bring it back.
I definitely agree.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Be sure to check out our website at kykernel.com.
And be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. That's X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
Thanks for tuning in to Pop Goes the Kernel. See y'all next week.